Hey, are you currently renting a house or do you own one? Deciding whether to rent or own a house can feel like choosing between a donut and a kale salad. One option is delicious, but might leave you feeling guilty, while the other is healthy, but not as satisfying. While we can't help you with your food choices, we can guide you through the confusing world of renting and homeownership. So grab a snack or a salad, and let's figure out whether you should be living in a cozy rental or starting your journey towards homeownership. One of the most significant advantages of home ownership is the sense of pride and accomplishment that comes with it. There's nothing quite like knowing that you have a place to call your own, a space that you can customize to your heart's content. Want to paint your living room bright orange? Go for it. Want to install a hot tub in the backyard? No problem. When you own a house, the possibilities are endless. However, buying a house is a significant financial commitment, and it's not just the down payment that you need to worry about. There are also closing costs, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance expenses to consider. And if something goes wrong with your house, like a leaky roof or a busted water heater, you're on the hook for the repair costs. Now, if we talk about renting a house, it has lower upfront costs. While you still need to come up with a security deposit and first month's rent, it's nowhere near the amount you would need for a down payment on a house. Plus, if you're not in a position to buy a house just yet, renting can be a great way to save up for a down payment while still having a comfortable place to live. But when you rent, you're at the mercy of your landlord. Want to paint your living room bright orange? Sorry, but you'll need to run that by your landlord first. Plus, with rents on the rise, you're essentially throwing money away every month. You'll never see that rent money again. With all the pros and cons I presented to you, where do you really stand in this current real estate market? The notion that buying a home is better than renting is not as straightforward right now.
In December 2022, in 45 of the 50 largest U.S. metros, it was more cost-effective to rent than buy.
The reason for this is that starter homeownership costs were $1,920 higher than rents on the average, and this gap is just getting bigger. December 2022 was quite a month for the housing market, with areas favoring renters receiving more than $900 on average. Can you believe it? That's almost enough to buy a pet unicorn or a solid gold toilet seat. Okay, maybe not, but you get the point. But wait, let's rewind a bit to 2021 when renters received only half of that amount. The 30-year fixed mortgage rates were like a yo-yo, going from less than 3% to over 7% in just 1 year. That's more dramatic than a soap opera plot twist. Before I proceed, this 30-year fixed is a type of mortgage loan where the interest rate remains fixed for the entire 30-year period of the loan. Just so you get the idea. But anyways, as a result of that rate hike, the monthly payment for owning a house more than doubled, making it unaffordable for many folks. No wonder the housing market really stuck out like a sore thumb in the fall. But wait, there's more. In January, when the 30-year fixed mortgage rate pulled back towards 6%, people rushed in like it was a Black Friday sale. And boy, did it show. Pending home sales, which measure signed contracts, but it again jumped over 8% compared to December. Another factor that affects higher prices of owning a home now is because of the concept of flipping. The concept of flipping houses involves buying a property, making improvements or renovations to increase its value, and then selling it quickly for a profit. The goal is to buy low and sell high in a short period of time, typically within a few months. And this is what Michael Azum did back in his hometown, Cleveland.
It was really at the bottom of where we are from a market standpoint, an economic standpoint, and our trajectory has just continuously gone up, and I've seen so much improvement, development in the city.
He took this development in the city as an opportunity to lay down his real estate market plans. The pandemic made a significant difference as well, with mortgages dropping dramatically. There were a dozen record lows on the 30-year fixed rate in just 1 year, so people are paying lower monthly. But I'm not totally saying that owning a home is not recommended at all, because there are markets in the U.S. that offer lower homeownership.
Markets in the U.S. in which homeownership offers lower monthly costs include Memphis and Pittsburgh, among others. Nationally, home prices were higher at the beginning of 2023 than they were at the start of 2022. But that's also constantly changing.
In some U.S. markets, such as Memphis and Pittsburgh, the monthly cost of homeownership can actually be lower than the costs of renting. This may be due to factors such as lower home prices or more favorable interest rates. However, it's important to keep in mind that the real estate market is constantly changing, and what may be true one year may not be true the next. In fact, nationally, home prices were higher at the beginning of 2023 than they were at the start of 2022. This means that in some markets, buying a home may be more expensive than it was a year ago, while in other markets, home prices may have remained relatively stable. Ultimately, the decision to buy or rent a home depends on a variety of factors, including your financial situation, your long-term goals, and the state of the local real estate market. It's important to do your research and carefully consider all of the pros and cons before making a decision. If you're grappling with the decision of whether to rent or buy a home, I say the decision is a deeply personal one that depends on a variety of factors, including your financial situation, your lifestyle, and your long-term goals. Both options have their pros and cons that I have presented earlier, and what works for one person may not work for another. That said, it's important to remember that a home is more than just a financial investment. It's also a place where you'll be spending a significant amount of time and creating memories. So whatever decision you make, be sure to choose a home that makes you happy and feels like the right fit for you. And remember, whether you're a renter or a homeowner, the most important thing is to create a space that feels like home and brings you joy. After all, as the saying goes, home is where the heart is. What do you think about this topic? Let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Finance channel. I'll see you in the next video.